Your camera and video are off. Yes, I can hear you now. Oh, okay. No problem. Yeah, with Dan. He's a character. Sure. Okay. Mm-hmm. Sure. That's the important thing. Okay, but he pronounces it Mandel. Well, you said that he gave you the lyrics to it, right? Okay, well, so it's like, and bear in mind we're talking like Dan and I when we were roommates, we wrote this song together. So we're talking like over 10 years ago now. So it's like, yeah. So it's like Dan versus every week it's something else. One week he'll fight ninjas. The next week he might fight himself. Like that. Is that the one? Well, it's I'm actually a pretty bad guitar player, so it's like a C chord to a G chord. You know what? Hang on one sec. Okay. Sure. Okay, so this guitar's not in tune, and I'm a terrible guitar player. But as I recall the theme song, the guitar went like, wow, that's really out of tune. Sorry. Well, so it's a C to a G to, whatever the D is, where you put your pinky down and lift it up again. Okay. and then it's and then it's just C G D, and and then it just does that a couple of times. So that's it. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. What other questions do you have? Mm-hmm. Ah. Oh, now this media, yeah, sure. Well, here's the thing. I don't have a Right. I think they're pretty tech savvy over there. So I think that's probably not it. No, so I don't have a Facebook page. I deleted all of my tweets. Well, yeah, like after James Gunn, I think, got fired off of Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm like, Twitter's never going to get me a job, and if it could lose me a job, then I should probably just, get rid of it. Yeah, well, yes, that could be that would be a good bumper sticker actually. So, uh-huh. Oh, okay. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Well, I just yeah, yeah. Gotcha. That sounds fantastic. Makes sense. Sure. I got some time. Wow, I have a lot of favorite foods. Yes, if I had to pick one sort of meal food that I pretty much enjoy, even when the food's not prepared that well, probably buffalo wings. Oh yeah. No, we since he knows I'm not really social media savvy, he fair enough. That's right. No, we don't discuss. He knows that I'm social media naive, so he doesn't bother keeping me up to date on his Facebook stuff. Hmm. Yeah, I'll look for it. Okay, noted. I don't know. I didn't hear anything. We had we had a couple of joke ideas that we wouldn't have actually done, but no, we didn't. I'd say we had some ideas for future episodes, but we didn't have a specific finale idea. We used to joke that the last episode would be Dan versus Elise, and it would be about And it would be about 15 seconds long where he'd try to get revenge on Elise, and then she'd just show up behind him and like basically double tap him in the back of the head, and then it's just Chris crying and digging a grave in the woods. And then no, we had another joke about Chris waking up at a mental hospital, and Elise is his psychotherapist, and he sort of invented Dan as an alter ego, and he's invented his, well, you can't do anything original now that there's the internet. But we did. Fair enough. So that was another idea that we joked around about as a series finale, but no, we never really had a series finale in mind. Right, right. Fair enough. No. Yep. Um, so basically, Chris was oblivious, and Dan just didn't care what Elise did in her non-Dan time. So I think that was how we were going to keep it. Yes, and then he would have probably forgotten it. Right, right. And Dan would not devote any headspace to Elise. Like, if he could not think about her at all, he'd be happier. So, yeah, I think if we had gotten to do later episodes, the things that I wanted to do were like Elise and Chris had a kid, and so like Chris dealing with parenting, and then having to split his time between Dan and the baby, and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Hang on one sec. Yeah, I'm on it. Sorry about that. I'm back. Hmm. Oh, sure. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We worked with a lot of great people, and it's nice to have a steady paycheck. And yeah, so absolutely yes, sure. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Uh-oh, my dog's joining me. Sure. Yes. Sorry. Hmm. Okay. Happy to help. I can see that. They let us know that it was going to be a short season ahead of time, so we had not written any. Uh, we had a bunch of premises laid out, a couple of outlines, stuff like that, but we didn't have any full scripts written that didn't go into production. No, not like that. Oh, hmm. To me, Invader Zim seems a little darker, but I mean, they're both like neither of them are awful. Yeah, but they're both lighthearted in spirit. Well, it is true that we had a kids show about a misanthropic arsonist, but you know, I think that Dan has empathy. I think that his problem is that he feels too much, and that's why what motivates him. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I don't think Dan's a sociopath. I think that he has that there's a BPD. Well, let's see. I'm not too up on bipolar, but no, I am not a psychologist. Yes, I would say that Dan has a heightened sense of personal aggrievement. Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, I will agree with your diagnosis, knowing nothing about it. Go for it. That's terrifying. Ah. Some on some level, I'm convinced that's what J.K. Rowling does. She'll just like come up with some revelation about a character backstory or something, and I think she just made it up after the fact. Hmm. Sure. Right. World altering. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. How did we get away with it? Well, okay. Here's the thing. When you list when you're writing the character description, you don't have to put the age, right? So right, they right, exactly. So well, I did not. That's not canon. um, no, and the other thing is that you don't really know how. So yeah, I would say. I mean, Hortons must have been of marrying age by the time Dan versus the Wedding rolled around. That's not true. Really? Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, in my mind, the age difference was vaguely inappropriate, but not creepy, creepy. That doesn't. It does not surprise me at all that Dan said that. That Dan Mandel said that. And then, as you said, fair enough. No, and yes, there were a couple of things like that. The licenses actually were sort of a sticking point with me and Dan because we went out of our way to not give the character. Yeah, and also, like I said, in the show, we went out of our way to not give the characters last names at all. It was supposed to just be Chris and Dan, and then the props, the guys who drew the props, didn't, I guess, get the memo on that one, and so with Dan. Hmm. What last name did Dan give Hortense on Facebook? After Steffi Lucchese. She was one of our. She worked on the show, so that makes sense. I'll agree with that then. That I totally agree with that. I'll back up that canon. So, yeah. So the licenses were. Sometimes things got a little lost in translation between the writers' room and the people who actually did the really real heavy lifting on the show, the art guys. So yeah, I would disregard the licenses in my mind.